Welcome to All India Juvo Computer Saksharata Mission, a complete online computer education system. In this class, we will discuss about dictionary. So, this is the last portion of collection related data type, where we discuss about dictionary. Okay. So, what is the difference between dictionary from tuple to list and set? We can use list, tuple and set to represent a group of individual objects as a single entity. But if you want to represent a group of objects as key value pair, then we should go for dictionary. So, in tuple, in sets or in list, we use a single element, collection of single element will create a, if you create a collection of single element, if you want to create a single entity, then we should go for list, tuple and set. We can use list, tuple and set to represent a group of individual objects as a single entity. But if you want to represent a group of objects as key value pair, then one is key and the second one is value, then we should go for dictionary. For example, roll number and name. Here roll number is the key and the name is the value. Phone number and address. Phone number is key and address. These two together create one item of a dictionary. Okay. One key value pair is known as items. One key value pair is known as item. Collection of different items. Every item consists of key and one value, and multiple items create a dictionary. Duplicate keys are not allowed, but duplicate value can be allowed. Value can be duplicated, but keys cannot be duplicated. Heterogeneous objects are allowed for both key and values. Very important concept is that duplicate keys are not allowed. You cannot use in the key portion. First portion is known as key, then colon, next portion is known as value. You cannot use duplicate keys, but you can use duplicate values. Okay. If you use duplicate keys, then the present key present key will erase the old key, but present key erase old key. That means present value will be replaced by the old value will be replaced by the present value, present key value. Insertion order is not preserved. Insertion order is not preserved. Like said, here we cannot predict the order of dictionary element. Dictionary are mutable in nature. You can increase or decrease. You can increase or decrease as well as you can change the value of a dictionary. Indexing and slicing concept are not applicable. Because of that, their insertion order is not preserved. If insertion order is not preserved, then indexing, slicing, this concept are not allowed. In C++ and Java, dictionary are known as map. Everywhere dictionary are available. In C++ and Java, dictionary are known as map, whereas in Perl, Ruby, it is known as hash. Okay. In Perl, Ruby, it is known as hash. How to create empty dictionary, how to create dictionary, we will see with the help of some example. So, what are the features, main characteristic features of dictionary? If you want to represent a group of objects as key value pair, in the earlier all the collection related data type, there is not such a concept of key value pair concept. There is single element, but here we can create a item with the help of key value pair. We can clear this idea with the help of some example. Okay. So, if we want to create a empty dictionary, we know that this is empty dictionary, not empty set. With the help of set function, we can create empty set, but with the help of this one, we can create dictionary. So, if I create this, or if I create this with the help of dict function or empty, bracket open, bracket close, both of them, sets and dictionary, both of them are represented by this second bracket. Okay. Then we will find a empty dictionary. If you print the type of D, if you print the type of D, you will find that it is dictionary type. This is our first program. Save it, dict dict1.py. okay, run it from the command prompt, py dict dict1.py. you will find that class dictionary, both of them are returning dictionary type of collection related data type. So if you want to create a dictionary, you can create it like this. D100, this is the key. We can create it in different module, in different types. Okay, RAM, D of 200, it is Tom, T of 300, it is Gita. So these are the keys. 100 is a key, against this key this is a value. Now we can create the dictionary like this. Now if I print D, it will return all the values. For this key this is the value, for this key this is the value, for this key this is the value. If you save this one, dict2.py, and run it from the command prompt, you will see the dictionary will be created. Okay, here it is 100 equals to RAM, D is not defined. Oh, you have to define it first. Sorry. You have to define it. D is empty. Here D is empty, and then you put the value. If you do like this, first you have to declare the variable, then you have to put like this. This is the dictionary we have created. From this empty dictionary, this is how you can enter the value against all the key. Against the key you can insert the value like this. First you have to take a dictionary. This dictionary is empty. Now for this dictionary, this is the key, and against this key this is the value. And how can it show? This is the key and this is the value. Together it is known as an item, and this is item number 1, this is item number 2, this is item number 3. So length of the dictionary is 3. Okay, this item is considered as a one single element of a dictionary. Okay. Now we can create dictionary from different type of things. We can create a dictionary with the help of list of tuple. We can create the dictionary of tuple, set of tuple, list of list, tuple of list, but we cannot create a dictionary from set of list, because the list is unhashable. Because of that, we cannot create a dictionary with the help of set of list. Okay, so we will see this with the help of some example. Here it is L equals to, here is 10 or 100 comma A. So this is the key and this is the value. This is one element of this list. Then 200 comma B, then 300 comma C. So actually this is the example of list of tuples. Okay, list of tuples, because this is actually a list, and within this the element of a list is actually a tuple. This will consider, if you convert this list of tuples into a dictionary, you can create with the help of dict function, dict of L. If you pass that one, it will create the dictionary for you. You can print the D. So this is a list of tuple, and you can convert this list of tuple which is stored in L with the help of dict function. You can convert this as dictionary and store it into D, then print it. If you save this, this is dict3.py, and now run it from the command prompt, you will find out the difference. This is actually what we have. These values, this is became the item of first item of the dictionary, this value became the second item, so and this value became the third item. So with the help of dict function, we convert this list of tuple into a dictionary. Similarly, if we have L1 equals to tuples of tuple, actually tuple of tuples, copy it and paste it here and close it. This is tuple of tuples. Okay. Now with the help of dict function, this is actually D1, so we declared D earlier, dict of L1. Now if you print D1, you will find that this tuples of tuples converted into a dictionary. Every element of this tuple is actually a tuple, and within this tuple, this value became the key and this value became the value for the first element of that dictionary. So if you run it from the command prompt, we will find that is the dictionary. So we can convert a tuple of tuple into a dictionary. We can convert a list of tuple into a dictionary, as well as we can convert tuple of tuple into a dictionary. Now if you want to see another example, we can convert list of list into a dictionary. Here it is, copy this, and here it is a list. Within this list, all the elements are also a list. So this is list of list, this is the list. Within this, everything is converted into a list of list. Okay, this is actually list of list, list of list. Okay, now D2 equals to dict of L2. If you pass this one and print D2, okay, you will find that the same dictionary is created here too. This is another dictionary. Okay, now this is list of list, tuple of list. We can create tuple of list. L3 equals to copy this, tuple of list. This is actually a tuple. Within this, that is a list. So that is tuple of list. Okay. So if you convert this, this is D3, and I have to convert it with the help of dict function, and passing the parameter and print D3, print the D3. Now save it, run it. You will see it was also able to convert the value into a dictionary. Now at last, if I want to convert a set of list, if you want to convert set of list, L4 equals to set of list. Instead of tuple of list, we use set of list. If it is a set, then it will become second bracket this is a set of list, you cannot convert it. Set of list. Okay, now D4 equals to dict of L4, okay, and print D4. Okay, save it and run it from the command prompt. You will find this one is actually the error, unhashable type. Because of that, list is unhashable, so we cannot convert a set of list into a dictionary. Okay, so that's it. We will go for the next program where we will see what are the how to create dynamic dictionary and other things, other Python. Okay, close it. If I want to create a dynamic list, D equals to evolve function, evolve, and then input, enter any dictionary. Okay, enter any dictionary. We will close it and then print D. If you print it like that and save it as dict4.py and run it from the command prompt, this is dict4 actually. It will ask you to provide the values in your dictionary. If you provide the value, follow the syntax 100 colon A, this is the first, comma 200 colon B, this is the second one, comma, this is a separator, between every element comma is the separator, 300 colon, this is C. Okay, and this one, if you enter like this, C. Oh, we will use double quote here, but using single quote or double quote, instead of this double quote we have to use a single quote. This will be a single quote, comma 300 colon C, and close it. You will find that this is your dictionary. You can enter the dynamic dictionary, you can create a dynamic dictionary too. Okay, now we have to how to access the element of a dictionary with the help of key. We can access the value of a dictionary with the help of a single, with the help of the key. If your dictionary have this value, D equals to 100 colon Shayok, this is my name, I have to enter some name, 200 colon Tanu, 300 colon Tania. This is my dictionary actually. This is one item and this is the key, this is the value, this is the key, this is the value for second item, this is the key, this is the value for the third item. Okay, now I want to print D of 100. That means this is how using key we can able to print the value. What are the value? The value is Shayok. It print Shayok. Okay, and now if I want to print the value of 300, 300 is Tania. With the help of this in key, this is how you can find the value against a key. But the problem is that if you insert a key which is not available, then you will get an error. Okay, if I insert 500, because of that 500 is not available, so you will get error. Save it. This program will not run. Dict5.py, because it will provide an error dict5 dot py. Because of that 500 is not there, so it will provide an error. If you command this line and then again run it, we will find the answer, because the problem is Shayok and Tanya. Okay. Okay. Now, how to add an update? How to add an update function? How to add an update data in a dictionary? If here I am writing the program within this. Now, if I want to add, okay, adding data into a dictionary. Okay, how to add a data into a dictionary? I have a dictionary. This is my dictionary, and now I have to add data into this dictionary. D of 400. I have to create, because of that it is mutable. I can increase the size of a dictionary, but order is not preserved. We don't know that 400 is the last value or not. So I have to insert 400 as Shubhra. So this value will be insert after 300. Okay, I can use 500 too. Now if I print D, we will see the new value is added. Save and run it from command prompt. You will see that 400 Shubhra will be added. This is the process to add some element into a dictionary. If you want to update a dictionary, update data into dictionary. What is the process? If you want to update the dictionary, then this is the process. D of 100 will change to Arnab, okay, equals to Arnab. The value of 100, the key of 100 associated with the value Shayok, now it is overwritten by Arnab. If you print, you will see no Shayok in this within this dictionary. You have to save it and run it. If you run it, the first value will change to Arnab. It overwrite the value Shayok against the key of 100. This is how you can update and add data into a dictionary. If you update and add, you are able to delete also. So if you want to delete against a key, how to delete data from dictionary? How to delete data from dictionary? So if I want to delete del, I have a dictionary. We declared that del D of 200. With the help of this key, the value of 200, that record, the item will be deleted. The whole item will be deleted because there is 200 value. Now if I print D, you will see if I print D, you will see there is no 200, there is no 200 key. This item will be deleted. You will see that now 200, the item which have the key of 200 and the value of Tanu are deleted now. Okay. If there is a problem, if you delete out of range value, if you want to delete out of range value, then you will get an error. If you want to del D of 500, there is no 500 key, and you want to print D again, then you will get an error because out of range the key is not available. Okay, so you will get an error. but you can delete multiple key to del d of 100 comma d of 300 comma d of 400. You can delete multiple value with the help of a single command within a single line, and if you delete all the values, then you will get an empty dictionary. But there is another function which is known as clear, which will clear all the values from the dictionary. It will show that all the values are deleted. Okay, it will show that all the values are deleted. So if you use d dot clear, then it will return, it will clear the dictionary. You will not find it, it will provide you the empty dictionary. Now if you print d, save it and run it, you will see there is no value in the dictionary. Oh, you have to off this one. There is a key error. You don't need to delete this item. Now if you save this and run it, you will see that empty dictionary will be returned. Okay, now I have to create a small project. Now I have to create a small project. This is actually a small project on dictionary. How can you use this small project? I want to write a program to enter name and percentage marks in a dictionary and display information on the screen. Okay, this is my task, to program to enter name and percentage marks in a dictionary and display information in the screen. So how can you declare it? First I have to take how many students marks I have to enter and how many students are in there. Enter number of students. Okay, how many students you want to enter their value. Now I have to declare an empty dictionary. This is an empty dictionary. Now for I in range of n, that means this for loop will starts from 0 and run what the value you enter into a n. If it is 3, then 0 to 2. Now I have to take the name within this for loop. Now I have to ask input enter student name. Okay, enter student name. Now I have to ask the marks. Marks is equal to int of input enter students marks. Okay, okay, so this is an integer. Now d dot name, this name which you enter is equal to marks. So name is the key and marks is the value. Okay, now come out from the for loop. I have to print star for 30 times. I have to print the star for 30 times. Then I have to print name, print the name, and then two spaces. This means two spaces. Within this name and marks there is a space. Because of that we give this tab, /t means tab. Okay, it will provide the space. So this thing is repeated again. It's all about the structure. Okay, now for name in D, I have to print the name, comma /t, I have to print the name and the value, D of name and the value. Now if you write like this, name in D, I have to print the name and name of D and save it. You save it, dict6.py and run it from the command prompt. Now see that, enter number of students 3, name of the student 65, Deepa 75, Rupa 85. It will show the name of the students and also the marks of the student within this style. So this is how we can create different type of things in dictionary. Now I have to declare some more other important function that is actually new, other Python. Okay, there are get function. I have to declare get function first. There is length function too. You know that it will return the length of a dictionary. So 100 as A, 200 as B, 300 as C. Okay, this is my dictionary. Actually this is my dictionary. Now if I want to print the value, with the help of get function, how can you print that? If you want to print, you can use the index 100, you will find the value against this. But if you print D of 400, you will get an error. Okay, what is the difference between normal by using key and by using get function? This will give you error. Okay, this will give you error. But if you use get function, then you are able to overcome this problem. 100, if there is a value, then it doesn't create any problem. If there is no value, then it will not give you any error. If it is 400, you will see there will be no problem. It will provide you none. Instead of providing error, it will provide you none. Save it, dict7.py and then run it. You will see this is an error. Error number 5, line 5. This is line 5. It will create an error. If you command that one and save it and run it, you will see that get function provides you none. And instead of none, get function have 2 parameters. You can use 2 parameters in get function. If I have a dictionary like this,
This is another example how we can use get function 100 colon Shayok, comma 200 colon Pipa, comma 300 colon Shuma. That's it. That is my dictionary. And if I want to print get function have two parameters, d dot get, and now I want to print 400 which is not available, and then I print guessed, then it will return, instead of none it will return guessed, because this is not available here, it will return guessed. Instead of get, I can pass any message. This key is not available. Okay, instead of this we will pass this one, this key is not available. Okay, this is the functionality of this get function. Now we have to use update function, okay, in dictionary. If you want to update the values, there is a D, one dictionary which has the name of D and another dictionary is D1. If I want to update D1 dot update and now D, if I want to update all the values in D are updated into D1, okay, and now if you print D1, you will see all the values into this D1, all the value from D, it will add it to D1, and now I print D, so you will see how many value D1 have. Oh, I have to save this, we are not able to save this one. Look at that, D1 and D is this value and D1 have this is not D1, this is, okay, the value will be updated. If I print D1, you will see all the value in it is there is, oh, this is actually, this key is similar to this key, so we have to change this, it. Similar keys are not allowed, so when you update these keys are become similar, so they are unable to update, they just replace the old value by the new one. So you have to change it 600 and then it is 700 and it is 800. Now you will see the difference. The update function will update and take all the values 600, 700, 800, 100, 200, 300. Because of that, these earlier value are equal, then old value replaced by the new one and new value will be shown. Okay, this is the function of this one, and there is another function which is known as key. If you want to print the keys of the dictionary, you can use this. How you can use this? If you want to print D dot keys, D is a dictionary, it will iteratable object, it will provide you a iteratable object. This is not a normal object, and if you print all the keys for k in D dot keys, now it will provide the keys one by one. Now print k. If you print the k, you will find all the value one by one. First one is iteratable object. File, save it. If you want to print this is an dict type of. Now you will find all the keys accordingly. Okay, if you want to find the keys from something, then you will always use the key. Now second one is, now another one is known as value function. If you want to print the values, then print d dot values. Okay, now end it, and if you want to print it, you have to print v in d dot values. This is very important, remember it, d dot values. Okay, now print v, you will find all the values one by one. Save it. Here you are, you will find this return the keys and this return the values. Now the last one, item. If you want to print all the items, you know that item means key value pair. If you want to write the item, then you have to, here is an, I am just taking that one, copy. I can use it from there, but I have to use it in there to see all the possible things. So I have to declare I is equal to d dot items. Okay, d1 dot items, sorry, d1 dot items. Now print I. If you print I, it is an iterable object. So items in d1 dot items. Okay, item in d1 dot item. Now print items. It will print every items. And now if you use another for loop, k for key, comma v for value, in d1 dot items, in d1 dot item, and now print k, comma now comma v. That means from this item the key and the value are separately printed. You have to save it and run it from there. You will see this is the key, against this key this is the value, key value, key value. With the help of these two for loop, we separate the item. This is one item, actually the item is written by as a tuple. Okay, you will see this is a tuple. So this is one item, this is one item, this is one item, and this is the key value pair. Okay, so that's it. That is the concept of dictionary. We will finish all, we will not discuss here about bytes array, frozen set. These are not the important ones. So with this class we will end our collection related data type. From next class we will discuss about function and then module, little bit of about module. With the module type we will finish our core Python course. Okay, so that's it for today. Wait for the next video. We will see you in the